Hello everybody and welcome back to Ours Trains. My name is Corey and in today's video we have a very interesting locomotive and I guess the rest of the passenger cars and wagons to welcome to the Ours Trains collection here. Right next to me is a Dapol double low gauge Great Western Railway 43xx 260 DCC sound Mogul steam locomotive in the British Railways crest paint scheme. That is a mouthful. I think that might have been the longest title introduction thing to any train I've ever done here. But I guess we have an interesting story to talk about. Why did I get this thing in these cars and stuff? Because as you guys know, I love the D&H, and Littleville is, besides a few exceptions like Boston and Maine or Pan Am, some other things I have is supposed to be a mostly D&H thing. So why did I end up with this thing? A really nice DCC engine. Well, you'll have to keep watching to find out, but I hope you like today's video because this is a very interesting topic. If you do, make sure to smash the like button down below because this will be a fun engine to talk about. So anyways, though I don't feel quite ready to talk about this thing yet, I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I feel a whole lot better now. I've got my cap that I picked up in Edinburgh on, and I've got my North York Moors Railway mug. I picked this up at the North York Moors Railway, so very nice. Very lovely. And I actually had tea in it earlier, but I drank it all. But anyways, though, why did I pick up this thing? Well, as I kind of just hinted to there, from mid-May to mid-June of last year, 2024, my parents and I went on vacation to Great Britain and France. Well, France for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and Great Britain because I always wanted to see the trains over there. I grew up on Thomas the Tank Engine and obviously kind of fell in love with British Railways. So much so as when I was a young teenager, I had my whole collection of British trains and stuff, which I would get rid of a few years later because if you've ever been a teenager, which is most of us, but some of you guys watching are kind of entering those years, your interests will change all the time. You know, 1 year will be, 1 month might be one thing, 1 week might be one thing, and the next week you might be into something different. So for a few years, I really got into British trains, but then kind of got out of it, but still had a soft spot in my heart for the trains I held so dear for many years and grew up watching Thomas with. So anyways, when we went to Great Britain last year, I plotted out on the map a few places that we were going to visit while we were there on vacation. So went to several different heritage railways, rode several different big trains around the country to get around, and it was so much fun. The Brits absolutely love their trains. They do an amazing job with their steam preservation and diesels too, especially the steam engines. There's so basically every railway over there is just about a steam railway now. So it was so much fun to see all these different British steam engines and stuff of all different heritages and all that, and all the stations are beautiful. The people were lovely. The scenery was amazing. So some of the different railways we went to while we were over there was the Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway. That was a mouthful. Went to the Tanfield Railway, went to the North York Moors Railway, and the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway while we were over there. And I picked up several of these things while I was on vacation, except for the locomotive. I picked up these nice passenger cars, and I picked up several wagons while I was there too. But the train store I was supposed to go to, the Rails of Sheffield store, which I think is like the biggest store in probably England or maybe even Britain, was closed the day I went. Google said they were open, but they were actually closed because I think it was a bank holiday. So I wasn't able to pick up this engine in person. As I did some research several weeks prior, I'm like, okay, Dapol seems to be doing really well, have really good quality engines and stuff, and this one looks just like the engines that I'm going to see because a lot of these railways kind of have smaller steam emitters and stuff like that. So I was like, this engine looks great, and I really like it. I've always loved the Great Western Railway, and I've always liked British Railways too, so I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a perfect combo of both. So anyways, I wasn't able to pick it up. I was really disappointed. The store I went to after, House Models, didn't have this engine, but they had basically everything else, so I was able to get all the freight cars, but I wouldn't pick up the steam engine until just a few weeks ago where it was Christmas, which is weird to think. It feels like it's been so long already, but I picked up this engine a few days after Christmas. I bought it from Rails of Sheffield online. They shipped it and I got it a week later, and then I got it to the layout here. So anyways, I guess we should talk a little bit about this engine here. This is number 5330. This is a British Railways, or I guess ex-Great Western steam locomotive. I think I got that right? So anyways, this engine here I had picked up for, I believe, £200 from Rails of Sheffield. That's not counting shipping, although shipping was a lot cheaper than I actually thought. I think shipping was only £17. I swear it's cost me more to ship from like Maryland or Pennsylvania to my house for for HO scale stuff. So I was fairly impressed, and it came here in a relatively quick time. I think about a week or so it took from when I got it, about a day after Christmas or so, and then minus the New Year halt and all that stuff for it to come over here. So I got it probably about a week ago by the time I'm filming this video, if not a little less. And anyways, when I was unboxing the locomotive, I didn't know, and I think Dapol does this with their other DCC locomotives, but for this DCC sound engine, the decoder was kind of already outside the engine. It was placed in the smoke box here, and I'm not going to take it out because I don't feel like doing that. But the decoder slides in further into the smoke box and kind of into the boiler, and it'll click in place. That's how it connects to the rest of the engine here. Well, when it came like that, it wasn't in place, so the decoder slid out like, So the smoke box door was off of the engine, and the decoder, I didn't know it was up for me to put the decoder in, because I think they leave it up to the model, or be like, okay, let's say you want to put something different in the decoder, make any changes or whatever. It's very simple actually to put in, and I really like it versus like all these other HO scale engines I have up here that are like nutcases to take apart. So you simply just slide the decoder in, it snaps into place, and you put the smoke box door on the front, and then besides that, all you have to do for the tender, that's the horn hook couplers kill me. So what's unique about this engine, it took me a minute to uncouple it there, is that the tender to the steam engine connection goes like this. You have to tug at it a little bit, but it's just this little simple chip here. Or I guess it's a chip. Yeah, I can see some electrical stuff on it. So it just snaps in to the tender, a little click right there, and it actually stays together well. It doesn't really come out. Now, I imagine if you take this like in and out like 100 times, it'll probably won't be as strong as the connection. But either way, though, that's how it connects to the tender where the sound unit is. And this is a really nice DCC engine. I mean, the sound is fantastic in this thing, as well as the detail. Although British engines are a lot more streamlined compared to rugged, dirty American steamers, Dapol still did a very good job of doing all the rivets and that stuff, and really, I guess, detailing this engine, especially the cab, and all these little separately applied details, like the handrails, all the stuff in the cab, the coal load, and the paint, the pinstriping is very, very nice. So I really got to give it to them. They did an excellent job with this steamer here. You'll see it a lot better in just a sec. So this engine, I'd say, is relatively lightweight. It's probably maybe about half a pound or something like that. And I could say it could probably pull about 5 of these coaches well, and probably about 15, 20 wagons before it starts having any traction issues. It doesn't have any rubber tires. In fact, I don't think they do rubber tires for HO scale, or well, double low gauge compared to O scale and that all. But yeah, I think this is a really nice engine. There's a lot of different cool sound features, which we'll go over in just a second. And I think it has great momentum too. It goes nice and slow. It can go fast, go at a nice moderate speed, which is what I like for this engine, to go rather slow and a little bit quick, but not that fast. So yeah, let's go over this. So anyways, I've got my NCE power cab remote here, and I'll show you guys some of the DCC features of this nice engine. Now again, for being 200 pounds, that's actually a really good deal for a very high quality DCC engine. I wish Dapol, I don't know if they do, but if they ever decide to have an American line of trains, I will gladly purchase from there, because again, I'm so impressed with the quality of this fella. But let me show you guys some of the cool features on this engine. I still have this programmed as the default, you know, locomotive number 3, but if I press button number 1, that's what turns on the engine here. So it's very simple, just a gradual raise up in the volume. You can hear the hiss of the engine. Obviously, there's no headlight either on the tender or on the front of the engine, so that headlight button, nor do the bell button on the transformer here do anything, because this is, again, a British locomotive, and it has, I guess, well, you could have a headlight, but at the moment, it has neither of those. So the next button to really do anything is the whistle here, button number 2. There's actually 2 whistles on this. This is, I guess, the chirp whistle, and then button number 3 kind of does a slightly longer version of the whistle. And that's it. So us Americans, we're absolutely crazy about our horns, whistles, and bells. We love them to death. For me, I consider it the voice of the engine. And it's so much fun when you get to hold on to that horn and really blow it and all that stuff. But the Brits are not as, they love their whistles, but they're not as noise crazy as they are, as we are here. So usually most engines will give just a simple chirp of the whistle, and that's about it. So you have your little whistle here. Button number 4 is the firemen shoveling in coal to the boiler, which I think is really cool. It's fun to, and again, if I had the figures, it'd be even cooler. And then again, you can see the little glow of the firebox, which adds to that fun feeling. So if I do that, button number 5, I can't remember exactly what it says, but, oh, and what's also fun about the coal shoveling is it doesn't go away right away. It kind of takes a second for the fireman to stop. Yeah, I had to make sure I just still didn't have button number 4 pressed. Button number 5 does this. That's filling it with water. Yeah, that's the water tower going over and filling it with water. And then some wheeshing too. So that takes a second to stop. And that's them, I guess, taking away the little water tower. Button number 6 causes it to wheesh. Very simple. Button number 7. Is that like the air brakes? Sure. Button number 8, although it won't play because the engine's not moving, causes the engine to squeal like it's going around a turn. So it actually squeals with the speed. So the faster you have your engine going, the more squealing it makes. So I love that feature. We have so much squealy trains here in the United States. I love this feature. I don't think it's on most decoders. So that's really cool. And then I don't think button 9 does anything. Again, I don't have the little manual here with me at the moment. So it's got a fair bit of different sounds and that stuff. And I wonder if Dapol has more programmed in the back, like if you start doing extra buttons. So now that you've seen some of the DCC sound features of this very nice engine, I guess I'll leave the video off for you guys to see this thing in action and see it pulling some cars and doing some switching and that stuff. So anyways, I hope you enjoy. Alright, thanks for watching today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun making, and I'm so happy to have this little bitty kind of in the collection. Actually, it's relatively big, but again, it's 176 scale instead of 187, so things are a little bit off there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with this. So yeah, if you did like this video, make sure to smash that like button down below. And if you're new to the YouTube channel as well, make sure to hit that red subscribe button while you're down there too. So yeah, don't miss out on any of my future live streams and videos that I might do. So yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video / live stream / whatever I do. So stay tuned and bye-bye.